In today's world, time seems to move faster than ever, and the pressure to keep consuming never stops. Yet, there's another path we can take. It's called the slow life. On the surface, it may sound simple, but its impact is profound. Especially for those of us who have lived through decades of change, there comes a time when we long for something quieter, more meaningful. Number 1. Reevaluating consumerism in later years. As we age, it becomes clear that material possessions no longer hold the weight they once did. In our younger years, society taught us that success meant owning more. We were bombarded with ads telling us to spend, buy, and accumulate. But with the wisdom of age, many of us see now that true happiness doesn't come from what we own. Modern society thrives on consumerism, constantly selling us the idea that the latest gadget, the fanciest car, or the most luxurious trip is the key to joy. Yet, buying never satisfies the deeper needs of our soul. For those who remember a slower time, today's fast-paced, monetized world can feel overwhelming. The good news is, we don't have to run this race anymore. At this stage of life, we have permission to stop, breathe, and live more slowly. Number 2. Embracing capitalism with caution. I'm not against capitalism. At its best, its fair businesses create goods that improve our lives, and in return, they earn a profit. If someone bakes bread and sells it for a little more than it costs to make, that's fine. Trouble arises when balance tips, and we consume only for the sake of consuming. The competitive nature of capitalism helps keep prices fair, but it also traps us in an endless cycle, chasing new products, trends, and temporary pleasures. As we get older, we see that the latest phone or trend isn't what life is about. True value lies in experiences, relationships, and quiet reflection. Number 3. Clearing out clutter, a personal journey. Years ago, I made a drastic change. I sold my large house and moved into a narrowboat. Now, if you know anything about narrowboats, they're tiny, 50 feet long and under 7 feet wide. That left me no choice but to downsize drastically. At first, the process was daunting. I had accumulated so much: boxes of unused belongings, forgotten kitchen appliances, and even 5 coffee makers. But as I let go, I began to feel lighter, as though I was shedding not just objects, but emotional weight. Moving into that smaller space with only what I truly needed gave me a freedom I hadn't felt in years, almost like Atlas shrugging off the sky. Even if you don't plan to downsize, I encourage you to try. Go through your closets, garage, or kitchen, and release what no longer serves you. You'll be amazed how much lighter life feels when you clear the clutter. Number 4. Living simply in a complex world. Choosing a slower, less materialistic life often means going against the grain. Most people are caught up in consumer culture, constantly buying, moving, and chasing. Stepping away from that treadmill may set you apart, but there's beauty in being different. When you live more simply, you begin to notice life's overlooked treasures: the sound of leaves rustling, the warmth of sunlight, or the calm of a quiet morning. These moments can't be purchased, yet they bring a richness that money never will. Simplicity doesn't mean deprivation. It means being intentional, focusing on what truly brings you joy, and letting go of the rest. Others may not understand at first, but the peace and fulfillment you gain will make the choice worthwhile. Number 5. Appreciating the little things. As we age, joy often shifts from grand experiences to the smaller things. We find pleasure in sipping tea on a crisp morning, spending time with loved ones, or watching birds at the feeder. These simple joys, often free, become life's true treasures. Slow living makes room for these moments. Maybe you'll start gardening, reading more, or revisiting old hobbies. When you're no longer distracted by endless consumption, you create space for simple joys that outlast material possessions. Number 6. Filling the void with meaningful activities. When you stop spending money and energy on buying, you suddenly gain space, both in your home and in your life. The question is, how will you fill it? The possibilities are endless. Perhaps you'll knit, take morning walks, share stories with your grandchildren, or dive deeper into a hobby you've always loved. These simple activities nourish the soul and bring lasting joy without costing a dime. Number 7. Resisting the pull of consumerism. Let's be honest, consumerism is tempting, even when we try to live slowly. How many times have we visited Amazon without needing anything? only to end up filling our carts. That's how consumerism works. It convinces us we need what we don't. But here's the good news. The more you resist, the easier it becomes. Like breaking any habit, it takes practice. Start small. Go one day without buying anything, then two, then a week. Over time, the urge to constantly consume fades, and you find peace with what you already have. Number 8. Financial freedom through simplicity. One of the greatest benefits of slowing down is financial freedom. When you stop buying unnecessary things, you save money that can be spent on what truly matters. Maybe that means traveling to see family, investing in your health, or simply building a safety cushion. With fewer expenses, life feels less pressured. You may even realize you need far less income than you once thought to live a joyful, secure life. Number 9. The challenges of living differently. Living simply isn't always easy. Society pushes us to consume, and we've all been conditioned to link happiness with possessions. Choosing another way can feel isolating at times. Friends or family may not understand, but while the discomfort is real, it's also temporary. Over time, you'll feel less pressured by society's narrative and more grounded in your own values. The rewards, peace, alignment, and freedom are worth the struggle. Number 10. Reflecting on life's journey. With age comes reflection. We think about our choices, mistakes, and lessons. A slow, simple life allows this reflection to be deeper and more meaningful. Looking back, I don't regret the things I didn't buy or the trends I skipped. What I cherish most are the moments with loved ones, the quiet joys, and the peace of living in line with my values. My path hasn't been perfect, but the choice to live slower and less materialistically has brought me contentment no possessions ever could. Number 11. Leaving a legacy of simplicity. As we approach life's later stages, we begin thinking about legacy. What will we be remembered for? For me, it's not material wealth. It's the values I've lived. Simplicity, mindfulness, and appreciation for what matters most. I hope my children and grandchildren will learn that happiness doesn't come from owning more, but from finding joy in the simple things. That's the light could be my fault and feel the love with me. Number 3. Prioritizing health and well-being in the slow life. In a world that prioritizes productivity and wealth over well-being, it's easy to neglect health. Slow living changes that. It gives us the time and space to care for our bodies and minds, to rest, eat well, move more, and listen to what we truly need. It also reconnects us with nature, whether through gardening, walking, or simply breathing in fresh air. Science shows that time in nature lowers stress, reduces blood pressure, and clears the mind. In the slow life, health isn't an afterthought, it's central. And by focusing on well-being, we ensure not only a longer life, but a better quality one. Choosing simplicity and peace over consumerism isn't the easiest path, but it's one of the most rewarding. It helps us step away from constant pressure and return to what really matters: relationships, experiences, and inner calm. For those of us later in life, slow living offers a chance to reflect, to release the unnecessary, and to embrace deep contentment. It's a journey worth taking. Thank you for staying with me through this reflection. If you found these ideas inspiring, please comment. Your feedback means a lot. Thank you for your valuable time.